Today I received a giant box of tools from Element 14. This is a finishing prize for the IoT On Wheels Design Challenge. So thank you very much from DuraTool, ST Microelectronics, and Element 14 who sponsored the design challenge. To win this great prize, you don't need to write a winning proposal to get sponsored in the contest. You don't need to do a great project that wins the contest. The only thing you need to do is get hold of the Nucleo module that's part of the contest and complete your 10 blogs on your project. So for those of you who are worried about your capabilities to write great proposals, you don't need to write a great proposal. And for those of you who are worried about competing against other makers, you don't need to compete against them. All you need to do is complete your 10 blogs on your project. And you're done, and you can get a great prize like this. So let's check out what you get in this great kit. This is a tool case, nice zipper leather tool case, and look at all the tools in here. We have a soldering iron, and we have a bunch of great screwdrivers. These are flat, Phillips. There's some socket screwdrivers, 1/4 inch nut, 3/16 inch nut, perfect. Here's a very special screwdriver. This is for turning potentiometers. So we've got an insulated shaft and it's nice and long. For those of you who aren't familiar with the concept, having a long screwdriver actually helps you to keep the screwdriver on the screw. So when you're wiggling as you turn, a little wiggle at the top doesn't make much of an angular difference to the screwdriver that's touching the screw. So this is a great tool. Not everybody has one of those. We have a solder sucker here. Quite a powerful one. That's great. And there's some bigger screwdrivers. A nice big Phillips. This one's a flat edge, another Phillips, flat. So I guess the red ones are Phillips, the green ones are flat, color coded. How about that? So here's another red one, and the yellow ones are nut drivers. We have a crescent wrench with a insulated grip. We have some heavy duty pliers, needle nose pliers, side cutters, heavy duty side cutters here. There's some solder wick here. We have a nice pair of angular tweezers, a flat file, a round file, and some solder. What a great kit. These are really useful tools. Everybody who does making is going to use this complete set. And we have a visitor. Hello. Look up for the camera here. Okay, other parts of the kit. Let's have a look at some of the other stuff. We have this. This is a heat gun in a nice plastic case. So 2 different speeds and 2 different nozzles that we can attach. And there's actually room for 2 more nozzles. I guess you could cut your own out of tin or something like that, out of any tin actually. And finally, we have a multimeter. Let's have a look inside here. So a Tenma 72 9385 multimeter. It's got a nice set of probes. It's got a temperature sensor, thermocouple. It has a little adapter that plugs in here, which allows you to plug in the thermocouple, but it also allows you to plug in transistors. There's a place for an NPN and a PNP transistor. And on the scales we can see that there's an HFE position for measuring the gain of the transistor. So that's pretty handy. This thing can measure frequency, it can measure diodes, it can measure continuity, it can measure resistance, it can measure, of course, voltage, AC or DC, and current, AC or DC. It can measure capacitance, it can measure temperature, as we pointed out. So a great little meter, and look at the size of the display. That's huge. And it even comes with a battery. Very nice little package, and a great set of tools, all for just completing the project, or at least just completing the 10 blogs that are required for the project. You don't have to win anything. You just have to make a little proposal and write your 10 blogs about your project. Awesome.